Graham Platner won the primary, and it's super cool. Chuck Schumer rolls worst PSYOP Senate candidate of 2026, asked to leave the race. Mills has left. Incumbent governor of Maine, general piece of shit, deep state, agent, servant of Israel, etc., pitched for this race by Chuck Schumer, would have been had she won the oldest first-term U.S. senator in history. She resigns, and you know what she doesn't do? She doesn't even endorse Platner. Once again, exact same as with Mamdani, all of these vote blue no matter who dipshits who are like nothing else matters as long as a Democrat wins, a Republican loses, she doesn't endorse Platner. Vote blue no matter who. The blue, of course, being the one of the two primary colors of the Israeli flag. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I don't give a shit about her or what she has to say. I hate her. She's an agent of Satan. Platner, in a graceful and well-tempered response, opens his acceptance of essentially winning the primary. He's won the primary. It's not like anyone else is going to win this primary now. Might as well be an uncontested race. Janet Mills has dedicated her career to this beautiful state. I used to support him, but I can't tolerate this unfounded crediting of Janet Mills, who I hate. We are all internally grateful for her service to Maine as governor, AG, district attorney, and in the legislature. So he's graceful to her. She's graceless to him. Naturally, the resist, live, vote blue, no matter who types are obsessed with attacking Platner over this. The people on Blue Sky, they're all lining up for seppuku. They're all playing Sudoku. Not good. Platner should pretend like she gave the endorsement. It doesn't matter, man. This was all a foregone conclusion. Maine is in the bag. And by the way, worth pointing out that this is by far the biggest progressive win in terms of electoral viability ever. And I mean that. Mamdani's great, but he won in New York City. Bernie did well, but he didn't win. Platner is about to crush a Republican incumbent against, in a primary, a Democratic incumbent as a progressive. This is massive. All the Democrat arguments, I don't know if you remember, but the big cope after Mamdani won in New York City was, okay, you won in New York City. Congratulations. New woke city. Wow, new woke city chose a socialist Muslim. Wow. But now, Maine is well, it's not quite, no, it's a purple state. It is. It's, purple tinted. It's a purple tinted state. Do you think Platner's victory, despite all the controversy, is a sign that the purity testing of the left is demonstrably dying out? I think we're leaving it behind with Woke One. That kind of purity testing is and always was an Epsteinite ideology. It was a product of Hillary Clinton looking for ways to divert people from the common cause of class struggle towards insubstantial, superficial, meaningless demographic attacks. What would Medicare for All do for disabled, black, trans, homeless? Well, I mean, it would actually do quite a lot, but, it didn't stop Hillary Clinton from saying that shit. No, huge dub here. Let the Blue Sky types have him. I don't care. They can suffer. They can play Sudoku as much as they want. Huge win, massive win. He's going to win. Glory to Platner. I don't know what to say, man. It's massive. Do you know how big of a deal it is that Platner, who is, to be clear, a nobody. He's a nobody. Like, not exactly a prodigal son here. I mean, he's not coming from a dynasty family of any kind. He's literally just a guy. So not only winning the Senate race, but beating Schumer's pick, a person who had the implicit support of the Democratic Senate. And not just beating him either. Crushing them. Or her, crushing. Just, it was a blowout. Honestly, she's dropping out now to save herself embarrassment because the results on election day for the primary would have been disgusting. Fetterman is pissed. Yeah, of course. He wanted like a monopoly on the Chud aesthetic in the Democratic Senate. Twisted her scrotum. Oh, her testiculars got torsioned. For sure. He's going to win the general. He's going to win by a respectable margin. And God bless him. Just a boy in his magic totem tattoo, You see AOC's reaction? No. but I soon will.
The process bore itself out, right? It didn't get necessarily to an election day, but support comes from a lot of different places, and every campaign has to be viable up through election day. The governor has determined that that viability for her candidacy was not there. The process bore itself out, right? It didn't.
Why repeat it? Why repeat whatever Forbes breaking news? Boring response. If I was her, I would have spiked the football. Anyway, big stuff. Big stuff. Yeah, good graphic. Good graphic. No, this is, no matter what the shitlibs try to tell you, no matter how much they try to wave this off or pretend that this was an inevitable outcome, this is a seismic shift, and it represents a must be acknowledged truth that we have long acknowledged that the elites have not, which is that the Democratic Party, by which I mean the constituency, by which I mean the voters, they are ready for more than what the party has been providing. The party has been providing them disingenuous scraps, reheated leftovers. It's been providing them platitudes and banalities for years and decades. And finally, the people are not just ready, but demanding more. That's not what prodigal son means. That's okay. I mess up words all the time, but they still pay me the big bucks over there at youtube.com/c/Vosh. And that's what matters. It's not about the words you know. It's about the Platners that win. Don't want to change subject, but our other boy Talarico's advocating for cutting a gas tax. Yeah, unfortunately, Talarico is limited by the fact that he's running for Senate in Texas. So we'll call that a Texas move, you know? We'll call that a classic Texas boondoggle right there. You know, he's just tossing some food into the bowl, you know? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, okay? This also proves we don't need an establishment Dem for 2028 if a nobody like Platner could get into the Senate. The other main candidates endorsing Platner? Yeah, everyone with any sense in their head knew Mills was not the contender here. Keep in mind, remember from the example, Ken Paxton. Wait, Ken Paxton. Why did I bring him up? Not Ken Paxton. Who's the Democratic chair? The NC chair? I almost said Kash Patel. I don't feel good today, folks. Ken Martin. It had to be a K name. Ken Martin. Remember that he is refusing to release the autopsy report in spite of the demands that he do so from many Democrat state leads. Like, the rot is coming from the federal Democratic Party. Not to say state Democratic parties don't have their problems, they do. But the fundamental rot is coming from the federal Democratic Party. So a lot of these state-level Maine candidates knew from the beginning that Platner was the man. Didn't like Mills, you know? Just keep that in mind, all right? There are a lot of good Democrats out there. In spite of how it often may seem, most of the rot trickles down from D.C. That is where the evil comes from, you know? Again, not saying that it's not at a state level too. I'm just saying like the big threat here is their control over the party. Democrats got to work for their food. In this boy's Democratic Party, if you don't win an election, you starve! That's how it used to be. Oop! Sorry, Ken! Gotta quit rewarding failure.